And good day, everyone. I'm Kathy Lieber, co-founder and president of Judith's Reading Room. Welcome to our 8th annual Freedom Through Literacy Awards ceremony. Congratulations and welcome to our 2022 award winners who hail from these United States, Massachusetts, New York, Oklahoma, Pennsylvania, and Virginia, and from overseas, Rishita City, Romania, and Abidjan, the Ivory Coast. And welcome invited guests and previous award winners. Thank you for celebrating with us. Established in 2010 in the memory of Judith F. Krug, a librarian, a famous librarian, and first cousin to my husband, Scott, Judith Reading Room's mission is to enrich lives and societies by proactively encouraging freedom through literacy. To fulfill that mission, we have so far established 103 libraries in 22 countries. And in 2015, the organization created the Freedom Through Literacy Award. In 8 years, we have awarded 47 champions from 14 countries. So, yep, ready to celebrate, because during the course of today's awards ceremony, you will meet our winners and learn about their exemplary work to instill in others a love of reading. And we have a couple of surprises for you. First, a word of gratitude for our long-standing volunteer board of directors without whom our organization would not flourish. We thank you, Anthony from Brooklyn, New York, Carla from Easton, Pennsylvania, David from Portland, Oregon, Aaron from Honolulu, Hawaii, and Linda from Washington, D.C. And we thank you from the bottom of our hearts. So please now turn your attention to Scott Lieber, my husband, co-founder and treasurer of Judith's Reading Room. Over to you, Scott.
Thank you, Kathy. Greetings and congratulations to the 2022 Judith's Reading Room Freedom Through Literacy Award recipients. We are all so proud to welcome you today to celebrate on this stage with our friends, previous winners, and esteemed board members. As Kathy mentioned, she and I founded Judith's Reading Room to honor the legacy of my oldest first cousin, Judith F. Krug, who was for 40 years the director of the American Library Association's Office for Intellectual Freedom until her death in 2009. In that capacity, Judy fought tirelessly to protect the United States Constitution's First Amendment and its guarantee of freedom of speech. Herself a trained librarian at the University of Chicago, Judy fought the censorship and banning of books in whatever form, which for her became a never-ending journey across the length and breadth of the US, and several times brought her in front of the United States Supreme Court. I can only imagine what she would think about today's book banning efforts, the challenging of and attacks on librarians, and most recently, the brutal stabbing of the Pulitzer Prize award-winning author, Salman Rushdie. In her memory, in 2010, Judith's Reading Room was launched with the idea of simply providing mobile libraries on book carts to immobilized individuals in hospitals and nursing homes in the Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania. The concept was to provide books to those who had no access to books. Very quickly, the organization expanded to supply books to active duty US Army troops stationed at Camp Phoenix in Kabul, Afghanistan. Today, the organization has dedicated 103 Judith Reading Room libraries in 22 countries and counting. Throughout our 12-year history, our mission to enrich lives and societies by proactively encouraging freedom through literacy is steadfast. In 2015, we enriched our commitment to literacy by creating the Freedom Through Literacy Award. Today's honorees, along with their predecessors, show us that the need around the world to support literacy initiatives is great and never-ending. It is now my pleasure to kick off the formal award ceremony. The Honorable Mention Award was created by the Board of Directors to recognize and encourage the work of literacy champions whose programs the judges found compelling. While this honor is outside the prize level, it is our wish to give global recognition and exposure to their work. Our first honorable mention for 2022 is Toti Jean-Marc Yale, CEO and founder of the nonprofit Education and English for You in Abidjan, located on the Ivory Coast, a West African country with a high rate of illiteracy. His literacy project, called Reading First, promotes reading among toddlers. He says, and I quote, "Volunteering allows all children to learn at least how to read, because helping a child to write or read is to promote a world where illiteracy is reduced." What caught the judge's eyes in particular was his commitment to value the education of girls. Specifically, he is credited with organizing the National Girls Summit and International Girls Day. Congratulations, Toti. Please unmute yourself and speak for a brief moment about your program. Thank you.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for the great privilege you gave me today. Thank you so much. Yeah, we are an international non-profit organization, known under the name of Education and English for You, and we are located in Côte d'Ivoire, Ivory Coast, a country of West Africa. Today, we focus upon the reading because we think that one of the best weapons for a kid to move forward in their life in terms of education of men, the reading. That means we are looking for any opportunity that will help us to move forward with the project of the reading with our kids. This is why we set up the project Reading First. And today we are very honored by the, let's say, honorable mention that we see. So, I mean, most of our kids are coming from a poor family. And because of that, some can't move forward in their study because there's a problem of illiteracy. So in order to support these kids, we have decided to give them a free of charge reading session. This is why we are today honored through this mention that we received. So I don't want to, I can't be alone. I don't want to say, I want to say thank you. In Côte d'Ivoire, merci infiniment, merci beaucoup. And I wish you the best ceremony.
Thank you very much, Toti. Congratulations again. Our second honorable mention for 2022 is Marlene Arnholt from the Children's Home of Easton, a very special place in Eastern Pennsylvania that has served neglected, traumatized, and abused youth since 1885. Marlene leads the on-campus book club and promotes the benefits of reading to all of the young people. The book club brings youth together and allows them to get lost in the wonderful world of reading and imagination. Marlene asserts that the book club has changed the outlook of many of the children's lives. With over 4,000 books from which to choose, including many donated by Judith's Reading Room, where one of our libraries was dedicated in 2012, reading is thriving at the Children's Home. Congratulations, Marlene. We invite you to say a few words. Please unmute yourself. Hello.
I can talk to you.
Oh, there we are.
Can you hear me? Scott, I would like to talk about our book club. I don't know if you can hear me or not. But, for 10 years or more, I've lost track. Because of the impetus of Judith's Reading Room, we began a thriving book club in which we have tried everything in the world to assist with literacy, just broadening the horizons of that we have here. So we used to have kids that stayed for years, and we have kids that stay for months. So obvious things before are no longer working. And that's all right, because there's lots of different ways to read, and there's lots of different ways to get kids to read. So I just keep throwing things on the wall and seeing what sticks and trying outrageous things, because the kids that come to us are not the same kids that may have come years ago, and there was just a small problem at home. Now there are, so many kids come here traumatized, and really coping skills are what they're seeking. And I have 4,000 of them. So in my mind, all I have to do is reach the kids, book, or 10 books, or 15 books, or 50 books, and I'll be okay. So that's kind of my mission. And we do various, whatever comes to my mind, whatever I think is going to work. Somebody comes to me with an idea, we act on it. Somebody, I was having a conversation with our employees, and they had some ideas about books that they wanted the kids to read. So I made up bookmarks with those books available to them, saying, this, my coworker so-and-so liked this book, try it, maybe you will too. And then come back and tell us. So I'll just try anything. And if you guys have any ideas, I'm hoping to get some ideas today. I'm going to try those too. I'm never going to give up as long as I'm still working here. I'm going to find ways for the kids to broaden their worlds, because that's the only way they're going to crawl their way out of traumatized environments. And that's unfortunately by David.
Thank you. Thank you very much,
Thank you very
Marlene.
much.
Unfortunately, the sound wasn't great, but we
I'm
did
having
hear.
trouble hearing Scott, but I'm glad you could hear something.
Yeah, we did. We were able to hear most of it. Thank you very much. And again, congratulations. It is now my pleasure to introduce Judith's Reading Room's Vice President, International, Linda Wellstein. Over to you, Linda.
Thank you. Can everybody hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you, Linda.
Yes.
Yes. I'm going to keep my video off because I have a very inconsistent internet here in Montana. But I'd like to, I'm happy and delighted to introduce our next 2022 Board Option Award winner, Ms. Jennifer Williams, founder of Second Chance Book Club at Danville City Hall Jail in Danville. She's a former teacher and guardian of 40 little free libraries. In 2019, Miss Jennifer Williams of Danville, Virginia, founded the Second Chance Book Club with the goal of spreading the love of reading and getting books into the hands of people in need, and in this case, incarcerated women at the Danville City Jail. She first started reading with these female inmates once a month, and now she holds the book club every Wednesday thanks to the book donations from the community. Under Ms. Williams' leadership, 128 inmates and counting have read and discussed 75 books, including favorites like The Life We Bury, Where the Crawdads Sing, and Monday's Not Coming. Her commitment to inmates continues after they are released with the Second Chance Freedom, a book group that meets once a month for dinner at a time when these women have begun rebuilding their lives. It's been recognized that reading lessens an inmate's chances of reoffending and provides much needed hope. It improves their outlook and minds by providing an escape while incarcerated, in that they can discover that they can be anywhere in the world and be anywhere in time when reading. For her determination to encourage a love of reading and for her enduring commitment to female inmates and formerly incarcerated women, Judith's Reading Room formally recognizes Miss Williams' commitment to literacy and wins a 2022 Board Option Award in the amount of $200. Congratulations, Jennifer. Please unmute yourself, and we invite you to please say a few words.
Thank you, Linda, for this opportunity to speak to you all. I thank you for the recognition of the Second Chance Book Club. Can everyone hear me? Okay.
Yes.
I began volunteering at the jail about 7.5 years ago, and I volunteer out there on Wednesday mornings. And one Wednesday evening, as I was writing to my own book club, the idea struck me. They have time, they have, there's not a whole lot else to do. Why not see if that was a possibility? So through a lot of effort and various, the generosity of our community members, we have successfully read 76 novels and over 1 million pages collectively.
Wow, Jennifer, that's absolutely amazing. Thank you so much. That is just really just tremendous. We're holding our applause until the end of all the award announcements.
Thank you.
But now, yes, thank you, Jennifer. And I hope that one day we will be able to meet you in person. I'd like now to introduce another 2022 Board Option Award winner, Ms. Pamela Lanskin. She is an award-winning poet, a children's book author, an English lecturer, and the director of the City College of New York's 50-year-old Poetry Outreach Center. She is the editor of 2 anthologies, Life on the Moon, My Best Friend's Secrets, and The Heroic Young Women, as well as an author of 2 young novels, Ronit and Jamal, and Why No Goodbye. The latter won the International Fiction Prize. Ms. Laskin's latest literacy outreach is entitled Poetry at the Border. This project encourages children whose families are seeking asylum to write poetry about their experiences and demonstrates Pamela's compassion to help disenfranchised youth to vocalize their fears through poetry, and at the same time fosters a love of reading. In this endeavor, Ms. Laskin is also collaborating with the Foundation Immigrant Families Together, an organization reuniting and supporting separated immigrant families at the US-Mexico border, in helping children of recently arrived immigrants bus to New York from Texas write about their drama. To Pamela, poetry enables children to understand trauma following events like hurricanes, children who are escaping atrocities, and children who are surviving while housed in camps near the border. She said they may even go to Poland to work with children traumatized by the Ukrainian war. For her work to enable children to unload their grief and to empower voices through poetry, we formally recognize, honor, and award Ms. Pamela Laskin with the Judith Reading Room 2022 Freedom Through Literacy Board Option Award of $200. Congratulations, Pamela. May you please unmute yourself. We'd like to invite you to say a few words.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, great. Thank you, Judith, Scott, and Linda. I am very grateful for this award, and it will, I feel in light of what has happened the past few days, in particular with Governors Abbott and DeSantis sending busloads of children to Martha's Vineyard, as well as New York, as well as the stoop of Kamala Harris's residency. It is more important than ever to give a voice for these children who are coming here and dealing with not just language issues, but where is their sense of home or place, or what will happen to them from here on in is such a big question mark. And there's such humanity, I believe, in just reaching out to these children and giving them a voice with which to work with. And in fact, I have a poet who I've been writing a book with, Vasil Manko, who will be going to Poland in the next few weeks. And he will already, I've assigned him the task of going into the high schools in Poland, the makeshift high schools they've created there for Ukrainian refugees, and starting that work. And I've already not just written to Immigrant Families Together to start the ball rolling, but I plan on writing to our mayor, Eric Adams, to also see what I can do. So thank you very much for enabling this to happen. And congratulations to all of the award winners. Today I was reading all about your work, and it's pretty spectacular. So thank you.
Thank you, Pamela. I really appreciate that. It sounds like there's a lot of exciting work going on here. Thank you. And again, we hope to see you in person one day soon too. I would like now to introduce David Lieber, a Judith Reading Room board member, who will introduce the next awardee. Turning it over to you, David.
Thank you, Linda, and hello to everyone. It is my pleasure to introduce Lisa Gerard, a certified special education teacher and founder of the Little Read Wagon. For the second year in a row, Judith's Reading Room names Lisa a Freedom Through Literacy Award Board Option winner. Today, she is celebrated for her leadership in expanding the organization's book outreach programs in and around Norman, Oklahoma. Last year, we honored Little Read Wagon's creative literacy program, Storytime Hours at local laundromats. Her new initiatives are so vast, I'll just name two. The hashtag Look for a Book program, where books are hidden in 65 local parks, and hashtag Book Drop Tuesday, where she selects, delivers, and picks up and resupplies books. In recognition of Lisa's commitment to bringing the joy of reading to numerous populations, including low income, disability, senior, marginalized, minority, rural, homeless, urban, and the illiterate, Lisa Gerard wins a 2022 board option of $200. Congratulations, Lisa. Please unmute yourself and take a minute to tell us what is the most important thing you have learned from the people who benefit from your book giveaway programs.
All right, I think I'm unmuted. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. First off, I want to say that I'm extremely grateful to receive this recognition for the second year in a row. Last year, when we were awarded a board option prize, we were completing our first year as a nonprofit. And this year we have completed our second year. We'll be giving away our 30,000th book this month. One of the things, since you asked about the people that we supply books to, We've really become embedded in the community. They depend on us to be at the laundromat or at homeless outreach or at the various book carts that we supply. I get calls all the time, but we've really come to know people. When I arrive at the laundromat in Norman to give out books, there are people there waiting for me. They're comfortable making book requests, that they would like to have. I have some people there who come there who are adults on the autism spectrum who are really excited to be able to get books from us. I also have caregivers who come. So they're doing laundry for someone who is unable to get out of the house, and they come and pick out books for them and take them back, because even though physically they're not able to get out, mentally they still enjoy reading and want to have books supplied to them. So I've made friendships, even just volunteers, people in the community who've started volunteering with us. Our Look for a Book program where we hide books in the park is even on the road now, because I have volunteers who travel and they seek out parks to hide books at when they travel. One thing that I wanted to bring up with all of the banned book stuff that is going on this year, I live in Norman, where a high school teacher resigned her job over supplying the QR code to the Brooklyn Library to her high school students. She was put on administrative leave, and she's been harassed, and she's been threatened to have her teaching certificate taken away, and she resigned her job over that. And so Norman High School is in my community, and I had the Norman High School teachers have contacted me. They don't want to tell me individually who they are, but they know that I'm Little Reed Wagon. They know that I'm in the community. And so we have an underground banned book thing going now, where they are donating banned books to me in order for me to provide them at the laundromat, at a PFLAG event we have coming up. So we call that the bandwagon. And we will have it full of banned books, and we will be giving those out.
Great.
All right, well, that sounds really cool. Thank you, Lisa. And now to Director of Judith's Reading Room, Erin D'Amelio. Over to you, Erin.
Thanks so much, David. So I have the pleasure of honoring our fourth Board Option Award winner, Dr. Lisette Caesar. We knew there was something special about Dr. Lisette and her work last year when she applied for the Freedom Through Literacy Award, where we awarded her an honorable mention for her book vending machine project at Mosaic Prep Academy, where she also served as a principal. Kathy and Scott had the opportunity to visit Dr. Lisette and see the vending machine in action. And wow, did they rave about Lisette's passion, the children's enthusiasm to see this vending machine, and the overall joy that this project brought. The book vending machine works kind of just like a regular vending machine, but to earn tokens to get books, students must demonstrate good citizenship. From Dr. Lisette's description, the vending machine has been, quote, a big hit. Kids and grown-ups love it. They get excited when they see us load the machines with new books. This project has been shared with at least 5 other principals, and we are sure to see even more highly motivated children reading across New York City schools as a result. So, in recognition of Dr. Lisette's devotion as a founder and principal of Mosaic Preparatory Academy, where the youngest of scholars are prepared for college, we are thrilled to award her a 2022 Board Option Award in the amount of $200. So congratulations, Dr. Lisette, and we invite you to unmute and say a few words.
Thank you so much. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you to Judith's Reading Room. I apologize for the background noise. As I said, I am at a conference. I'm in the Marriott's lobby, so I apologize if you hear any noise in the background. Thank you to Scott and Kathy for all of your love and support, and to the Mosaic staff. Some of them are on here today with us. Thank you so much for your love and support. The book vending machine is just one of several literacy initiatives that I undertook last year. When I was diagnosed again with colon cancer stage 4, I wasn't sure how long I would be able to remain a principal, but I wanted to reestablish the foundations of literacy at Mosaic Prep, because the pandemic, as you all know, that kids didn't read as much. And so I wanted to make sure when they came back in person that they were excited about reading. So that summer prior to them coming back, I put in front of the building a free little library. That was step one. I revamped all the classroom libraries so that the books that are in the libraries represented all the children. So I went over our data in terms of where children are from, where their families are from, and I wanted to make sure that the books in the library represented them. And then I saw that in the Northwest that there were schools that had book vending machines. And I said, you know what? Mosaic is going to be the first public school in New York City to have a book vending machine. And so I started writing to donors and asking them to help me make this reality, and that happens. And while that was happening, it's not an overnight thing, because with the book vending machine, first of all, that company has blown up a lot. So there was a 6-month waiting period. So while we were waiting for that and designing what the book vending machine would look like, because you can design it to look like whatever you want it to look like with your school logo, I decided to revamp the school library. New furniture that would be appropriate for children. So we took out all the adult furniture because I wanted the library to be inviting for children. I wanted them to sit however they wanted to sit, lay however they wanted to lay, and read books that they liked. So we did some surveys asking kids, what books would you like to see in the school library? Again, the library had to represent the community. So looking at our data in terms of color, in terms of race, in terms of ethnicity, in terms of nationality, and just making sure that all the books in the library represented children. And so that would be inviting to kids. And then also just doing a lot of professional development around how do we teach children to read and how do we engage children in books. So although we love the book vending machine and it's been a huge hit, in several schools now in our district have book vending machines, and all throughout New York City, it is just one aspect of all the things we do to build literacy in the community, within the school community, and outside the school community. And I thank you so much for this recognition, and congratulations to all the awardees today.
Thank you so much, Lizette. I mean, you're the holistic way in which you're addressing literacy at your school and instilling this love of reading it really touches my heart, and I'm sure everyone else on this call. So thank you so much for your efforts. And we continue to send our well wishes your way as you continue to support as you can. So thank you again. I'd like to now introduce Lisa Tedeschi Vergara, our 5th Board Option Award winner. Her project is an incredible example of bringing a book to life by covering regular chairs with the pages of various beloved children's books. Nearly 40 chairs have brought joy to communities across the state of Massachusetts and beyond, giving children the opportunity to read the story while they crawl around and sit on it. These beautiful decoupage chairs bring such a unique spin on promoting literacy. And for that, we honor Lisa with a Board Option Award for $200. So congratulations, Lisa. Please unmute yourself and say a few words.
Hi, it's so wonderful to be here. Thank you for this honor. It really truly is an honor. So when I started making these chairs, I started making them in 2018, trying to figure out how do I promote literacy through a creative way. And so I started collecting chairs from preschools and collecting books, multiple copies of books, to figure out how can I bring the chair to life. And so as you can see, my background is just a photo, but that is in fact my studio where I create all the chairs. And it truly is an honor to be here. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Lisa. And those all look incredible. And I am so excited now to introduce Linda again, one of our board members, who has a very special announcement to share with all of you.
Thank you, Erin. Today, Judith's Reading Room is thrilled to announce its inaugural Judith's Reading Room Literacy Chair Award. And today it is being awarded to Dr. Lizette Cesar for her unrelenting optimism and passion to build a reading culture at her Title I school, Mosaic Preparatory Academy in East Harlem, New York. Dr. Cesar set a goal to put 100 books into the hands of each of her nearly 200 scholars. During this COVID-19 pandemic, Dr. Cesar installed a free little library so that the entire community could have books while the school was shut down. In recognition of Dr. Cesar's devotion as founder and principal of Mosaic Preparatory Academy, where the youngest of scholars are prepared for college and for a continued lifetime of work centered on literacy, Dr. Caesar is being honored today with the inaugural Judith's Reading Room Literacy Chair Award. And it is literally a chair. She will receive the gift of a Storytime Crafts original piece of art, a decoupage chair with the Ezra Jacquet's famous book, The Snowy Day, beautifully imprinted all around it. The chair will be officially installed and dedicated on October 3 in the Children's Library at the school. The student who has read the most books in September or had the greatest reading advancement will be the chosen scholar honored to sit in the chair at the Literacy Chair Award dedication. Congratulations, Lizette. Please unmute yourself. We'd like to invite you to say a few words. Lizette? Can you hear me? Oh, no.
It's possible that Lizette might move to a noisier part of the conference. So perhaps we should go to Carla next.
Okay, thank you. Well, thank you, Lizette. I'd like to introduce Carla Border, a Judith's Reading Room board member, who will introduce the next awardee. Turning over to you, Carla.
Hi, everyone. The Judith Award is a specific award given to identify and honor teachers, librarians, and authors who have done exemplary work to instill in others a love of reading. The librarian who wanted to become a police officer. Thank goodness for the children and families of Rosita, Romania. She chose the path she did. Dominique's project, Ready for Life, offers free English classes for children 3 to 14 years old who do not attend school, children from socially vulnerable families, and Roma children. She is also credited with building the only English learning program in Romania for the less fortunate. Judith's Reading Room and Dominique have had a relationship since 2014 when 5 Judith's Reading Room libraries were established, serving 70,000 residents. To date, 3 of those libraries still exist. Dominique has finally recognized that a librarian is just as an important facet of the community as a doctor, teacher, firefighter, or policeman. They all, including the librarian, save souls and, most importantly, fulfill dreams. It is my pleasure to introduce to you the 2022 Judith Award winner, Dominique Zara, a true champion of literacy. She will be receiving a monetary award of $1,500 and a crystal engraved book. And here is the engraved book. I'm not sure if you can see it. Dominique, please unmute yourself and speak about your amazing literacy project.
Hello. I'm here.
Dominique, can you say something about your project?
Of course. Do you hear me?
Yes,
I'm
can.
here. Okay. Oh, hello, everyone. I'm so excited that even in Romania, I don't know how to talk anymore. I'm the librarian who wanted to become a police officer, but I serve my community being the best librarian I can do for 21 years. I wasn't convinced that my actions related to Judith's Reading Room were worthy of such an award because it couldn't be real for someone who has helped you so much for so long investing time and money to donate you wonderful children's book, again to reward you with the prize. And what a prize. I'm not used to being told, oh, Dominique, you've done a good job. I didn't do it for any award. Ready for Life is my life project. I was inspired by the hard life that uneducated children, especially Roma children, live. I started working with a local volunteer organization that brings in to Rešica city young volunteers from all over the world. So the activities of storytelling has become more interested. I am deeply grateful to you, and I pray to God to give you health and strength so that you can make other people happy. I'm really honored. Thank you.
Thank you, Dominique. And once again, congratulations. You've not only done a good job, you've done a great job. Now for the next presentation by co-founder Kathy Lieber.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Great. It is my greatest honor to introduce the 2022 Freedom Through Literacy Award Grand Prize winner, Fiola Fair from Jamaica, Queens, New York. Fair joins an illustrious group of 7 previous Grand Prize winners for her multi-dimensional literacy initiative, the Reading for Black Lives Project, that provides access to free books and literacy resources by Black, Indigenous, people of color authors for BIPOC communities. Fair's efforts uplift the entire community through literacy and eliminate the barriers to access for books by marginalized authors in a way that is both novel and sustainable, including book pop-ups and little free libraries. A heroine in the Black community, Fair's passion for centering and uplifting Black people, Black communities, Black joy, Black struggles, Black knowledge, and Black liberation drives her Zen-like focused commitment to increase literacy access to resources. Fiola Fair, in our opinion, defines what it means to be a champion of literacy. The Reading for Black Lives Project embodies the ideal that Judith's Reading Room was founded on, freedom through literacy. For her work, Fiola Fair is awarded the $2,500 grand prize, and this trophy, a crystal book that will be mailed to you, Fiola, in the next couple of weeks. And be careful, it's very heavy. So congratulations, Fiola. Please go ahead, unmute yourself and say a few words about your work.
Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for this opportunity. Mentioned before, my name is Fiola. I'm an educator from Jamaica, Queens, and I started this work during the coronavirus pandemic. In 2020, just seeing kind of the dual tragedies of like COVID and also police brutality in my community, biking around, seeing libraries closed, seeing schools closed, and seeing, what was once a very important community resource no longer be able to be accessed because of social distancing requirements. And I really thought to myself, I'm one person, what impact could I possibly have? And I really ran with that idea of, yeah, I am just one person, but with the support of my family, of my community, of everyone here, really being able to provide free books to my community, and really seeing this project grow over the past almost 2 years now. So when I first started in 2021, I was able to do one free book fair in Queens. This past year in 2022, we did one in Queens and one in Brooklyn. We'll be doing another in the Bronx in October. Being able to connect with different communities, doing park pop-ups, organizing with different community organizations. And it's been honestly so beautiful and so rewarding. Part of mutual aid is really connecting with your community, talking with your neighbors, and uplifting and supporting each other, which is really the work that I seek to do, of chatting with people about what books do they like and how reading has changed their lives. And seeing people return year after year and saying, I remember when I met you at that fair and I came back to get another book, and just seeing how the work continues to spread, having people share the books they get with others, with their family. I'm extremely, extremely honored to be here today and to be receiving this award. Thank you so, so much. I'm so excited to continue seeing how the Read for Black Lives Project grows, and continue to see how I'm able to continue to support our learning to sustain our liberation. So thank you so much again.
Well, on behalf of all of us, we are so proud of you, and we congratulate you again, and we look forward to meeting you in person. So now you can sit back and relax for a little bit. Scott is going to make a surprise special announcement. Over to you, Scott.
Thank you, Kathy. Stop the presses. It is my pleasure to interrupt the program with a special announcement. Today, we are announcing our latest award. Kathy and I are calling it the Founders Award because it will be given at our discretion. The Founders Award will honor literacy heroes who have had to overcome immense obstacles in order to enrich the lives and societies that they serve through literacy. Many of our past awardees and others known to Judith's Reading Room in the future will be recognized in this way, more from a humanitarian point of view rather than strictly literacy. So we are proud to name our inaugural recipients on this important occasion. First, Ms. Bazarat Kazim from Lahore, Pakistan, is awarded $1,000 for her commitment to ensuring the lives of our camel driver, Murad, and his camel, Roshan, and the children of Tek, Baluchistan, who are now dealing with the worst floods in the history of Pakistan, devastating floods. As you may know, Judith's Reading Room dedicated its 101st library, the Camel Library, in 2020. Now, as you may have heard, Bazarat, we've known Bazarat since 2015. She was our very, very, very first grand prize winner back in 2015. And we've thankfully stayed in close touch with her all these years and been able to work with her in the interim since 2015. And in light of what's going on in Pakistan right now with the devastating global warming effect of these floods, we are recognizing Bazarat with one of our first Founders Awards. And just this morning in an article in the New York Times, I'm just going to read one little quote from the article talking about these devastating horrific floods in Pakistan. And I quote, "Scattered across the water are single sandals, medicine bottles, and the bright blue books of elementary students that spill out from the windows of half submerged schools," unquote. So in our own little way, in the wake of this tragedy in Pakistan, Judith's Reading Room we are awarding to Bazarat one of the first Founders Awards of $1,000. Bazarat, if you're on the line, please, if you'd like to say a few words, we would welcome them at this time.
Thank you so much, Kathy and Scott, for this very, very great honor. And it's been absolutely delightful hearing about the wonderful work that everyone is doing. This award that comes to me will go towards children's learning spaces, which we are calling Read and Play. And so in Balochistan and Sindh, which was actually the worst hit, and parts of Punjab, we are opening such schools that we call them Hamara School, which means our school. And we want children to have the idea that schools are fun. So we are introducing a lot of books and games and puzzles and maps and all of that. And your donation will go toward that work. Thank you very, very much for everything. And you are such wonderful and great friends, because with the first Camel Library that was initiated through Judith's Reading Room, the fervor for Camel Libraries grew so much that many, many people came forward to donate, either in the name of their parents or organizations picked it up. So now we run 8 Camel Libraries, Roshan being the first one, and there are 7 more. So thank you very much for everything. I'm sorry I need to leave right now because I have a flight to catch in a few hours. So I need to get ready for that. It's been wonderful being with all of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Bazarat.
Thank you.
And
Thank you very much,
Our
Bazarat.
hearts go out to you and your people.
Thank you so much, Kathy. Thank you.
Safe travels, Bazarat. Thank you.
Thank you, Scott. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Our second Founders Award for this year is being awarded to Simone K. of Siem Reap, Cambodia. And Simone is awarded $1,000 for her limitless determination in the face of a global pandemic that shut down Cambodia to keep Anjali House alive, where Judith's Reading Room dedicated a library in 2013, and to keep her promise to build a mobile library, for which she won our 2021 honorable mention designation. Unfortunately, Simone was not able to be on the Zoom call today, but we congratulate her and wish her the best of luck with her work in Cambodia. And now back to the program. Thank you all for allowing us to this brief interruption. Now it is my time. Now it is the time for most of us to sit back and relax while board member Anthony Baker takes over as MC of the Literacy Stories panel discussion. Over to you, Anthony.
Great, thanks, Scott. We would be remiss in this ceremony if we didn't spend some time getting to hear more from our winners today. As board members, we've got to read every application, and there's so much inspiring work that's been done that we want to make sure that we can hear at least some of more details of the winners' applications and their stories. To get started, I'd love to hear more, from our two grand prize and Judas Award winners, Fiola and Dominique, about your work and your inspiration. Fiola, talking about the authors who inspired you, you wrote, "Their words helped me better articulate my own liberation work to uplift my community through literacy." Who inspired you and how have they shaped your work?
One person I feel like has inspired me is Assata Shakur. I remember reading her autobiography when I was in college for one of my sociology classes, and I had no idea that she was from Jamaica, Queens, literally from my community, and just thinking about how she articulates the ways in which she worked to give back to our community through the Black Panther Party. And when I think about the Black Panther Party, I also think about like their free breakfast programs. So really providing free breakfast to students, thinking about how access to the material needs to address our basic human needs that we have, thinking about food, thinking about like reading and things of that sort, is something that really inspires my work. And so making sure that my events are as accessible as possible. You don't have to RSVP, they're in public parks, make sure they have books that are available in different languages. And so really think about Assata Shakur, her work with the Black Panther Party, and her work as an activist, as an organizer, is something that I think about a lot. And just thinking about, being from Jamaica, a place that, is a marginalized community, but knowing that despite that, we're still able to rise up and to have a really positive impact on the people around us. So Assata Shakur is definitely a person that inspires me, and that's how she inspires me.
Amazing. And Dominique, your journey may have taken some twists and turns and had some surprises in there en route to you, becoming a librarian. Who were some of your inspirations, and how have they shaped your work? And just to be clear, these don't necessarily have to be authors, but could be people in your community as well.
Okay, hello again. To be honest, Roma children inspired me. They're very, very hard life, and I have lived with them, and I saw how hard it is for them for not to read, knowing to read, knowing letters. And I'm a librarian for 21 years, but 8 years ago I had it to start from the beginning. I had to rebuild a library in my city, starting with the walls. I had bad experience with my ex-boss, and I started from the beginning. So you asked me who inspired me. I guess I answered you, the Roma children. And I saw an announce on Facebook about your organization, and I said I needed books, even in Romania or in any language. I needed books. So this is the way I get in touch with you.
Amazing. Your work, literacy work, can be really emotional. What have been some of the reactions to your work, either that surprised you or were really exceptional, that you would like to share with this group? And Dominique, let's start with you.
I started working with a local volunteer organization, which brings in Reșița. Reșița is a small city in Romania. Did you heard about Romania? Sorry, it's a small country, not so important. Hello, Kathy. Glad to see you. Very, very happy and so excited that I told you I can talk. I don't know how to talk in Romania. I'm completely emotional. I wasn't convinced that my action related with the Judith reading room were worthy for such an award. But I guess I didn't understand the question that your colleague asked me.
Yeah, so the question is, you know, we're all so inspired and excited by the work you're doing, even if it comes as a surprise. And
yeah.
The question is essentially, has there been any children who've had a really positive reaction or a really exceptional experience? And could you tell us about one of those times?
Yeah. I remember that one girl, Roma girl, met me on the street and said to me, "Hello, lady, I recognize you. I started to read Romania and English at your library." It was completely a good feeling for me. So this is all the recognition that I had.
Yeah, that's
so
great.
Your award is my first recognition in 21 years being a librarian.
Well, one, we're so thankful to be there to help provide that recognition. That's part of our mission.
Thank you.
And two, I'm sure that there'll be more to come from,
Thanks.
you know, if you continue on this path. Fiola, what about you? Do you have any stories that you could share about kind of a reaction to your work?
I'll share two. So one was recently I was like at the book fair, and a lot of people, I put up a lot of signs, make sure that it's like very clear that everything is free. We also have, I always try to provide like water, snacks, PPE, so masks, hand sanitizer as well, just to really make sure that folks, like, you know, we're outside for a few hours, you're in a park, who doesn't like a cold bottle of water? But when people, I was like, oh, hey, like, feel free to look through the books. They're all free. And people will literally stop and do a double take and like, did you say the books are free? I'm like, yep, they're all free. And they're like, do I have to sign up for something? I'm like, there's nothing to sign up for. You don't have to swap a book. You don't have to tell me why you're taking the books. Like, you can take as many as you would like. And people like physically get like the shine in their faces, the joy on their faces, and just like, wow, like I can't believe it's free. And I think that's so important, like this being able to, you know, be in your community and have someone just be like, this is for you. You didn't have to earn this. It's something that you inherently deserve as a person that that exists in this world. So that's one really, really awesome reaction that I always really enjoy. And another was, so in my community of Rochdale Village, I've lived there since I was 3. Every year they have a fall festival. So it's a huge festival, different vendors, they have music and food and everything for the whole community, and it's completely free. And so my first time giving out books there was last year. So going back this year and having people be like, I was looking for you. Like I was walking around the festival trying to figure out where you work. I remember you were giving out books last year. So again, just having those like really sustained connections with people in my own community, and just folks being like, I remember the book that you got me and I read it and I really, really loved it. Like, what else do you have? And so just really like that consistency year after year is something that also is really awesome to see.
And that consistency is something that I think really will resonate with many of the people on this call and many of these projects. So that's incredible to hear. We are running low on time, so I have maybe one more question, which is around how we define literacy, right? It's a really broad ranging term. There's a lot of different aspects of it. And I thought the way you talked about literacy, Fiola, in your application was really rich, and I'd love to share some of your thoughts with this group. Could you tell us more about some of the aspects of literacy that really stand out to you, that feel most important for your work in your communities?
I think one aspect of literacy that really stands out to me is the fact that literacy is so diverse. Sometimes we think about something as, you know, oh yes, like you open up this textbook and you read it from one page to another. But thinking about literacy as, you know, how are you comprehending the world around you? How are you relating to the world around you? And how can we be literate and through, you know, using images? I know I hear some folks like, oh yeah, graphic novels are not, that's not a real book, but if you need to process the words and the images, like, is that not a form of literacy? Is that not a form of reading? And just really thinking about how literacy has the ability to open up so many doors, to open up so many venues. There are so many quotes about how by purposely miseducating a populace, you're able to manipulate them. And so when people have access to literacy, that also provides access to agency and independence, something that is extremely important. We're navigating through a world where oppression exists. And so really thinking about literacy as a tool for fighting oppression, as a tool for understanding ourselves and understanding other people, as a tool to really fully engage with the world around us. I think that that's something that's really important when we're thinking about literacy.
Incredible, beautifully stated. That's all we have time for today for the panel discussion. Part of our goal here, at Judith's Reading Room is to recognize all of our winners, but also, to help create a community, and I hope that some of these conversations and ideas will continue, not just within the bounds of this award ceremony. So thank you so much to Fiola, to Dominique, and all the winners for all of your inspiring work. And with that, I will hand it over to Scott, co-founder and treasurer, to conclude.
Thank you very much, Anthony, for chairing the third year in a row, the Literacy Stories panel discussion. It has really become a very dynamic aspect of the award ceremony and very, very important to us all. Sharing ideas and challenges across nations and states has once again proven that freedom comes from literacy. Congratulations to all of the 2022 Freedom Through Literacy Award champions. Your work gives us all hope for a better world. As we close this year's celebration, I invite you all to stay in touch with us through photos and updates on your progress. All previous awardees, except grand prize winners, are eligible to apply again next year. For 2023, please note that we will be making the Freedom Through Literacy Award applications available earlier than in previous years. Specifically, the 2023 applications will become available on our website as of November 1st, 2022. And the deadline to submit all applications for 2023 will be February 1st, 2023. Please spread the word about Judith's Reading Room to friends and colleagues involved in the world of literacy. As you might have gathered, what a large part of what we do and what benefit to Judith's Reading Room are the relationships that we establish through these literacy awards. And we look to maintain those relationships if possible with the awardees or attendees in general. And anytime we can help, going forward in getting involved with your programs, we would very much like to hear from you about that. And now I'd like everyone to unmute yourselves so we can toast each other and say hello. One thing coming up, a very important event this coming week will be Kathy's birthday. So I'd like you all to, on the count of three, wish her, our driving force behind Judith's Reading Room, Kathy Lieber, happy birthday. 1, 2, 3.
Happy birthday, Kathy.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday to you.
Kathy.
Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Happy birthday.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you for
Thank
embarrassing
you.
me.
Thank you very much. And thank you all for what you do every day of the year.
Yeah.
Take care, and we'll see you all in the library.
Yeah,
Thank you.
everybody. Great job. Good work. Yes.
Congratulations, everybody.
Congratulations.
Yes, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.